Hello again, losers, losettes, degenerates, and degeneries. Today, we are back with yet again another tier list, and I'm quite excited for this one. This time, we are making an accents tier list. And so, on here we can see we've got 5 categories. So we've got the top one, Whisper Sweet Nothing. So Whisper Sweet Nothings, that's going to mean I really like the accent. And it's an accent that I want to hear a lot. I want that person who has that accent to just whisper sweet nothings to me because I enjoy that accent. We have cool, which is an accent that's more positive than it is negative. We have inoffensive, which would be any accent that it's neither really good or bad. It's just, it is what it is. We also have bad, and bad is an accent that doesn't sound very good. And then finally we have never speak again, and that's for the special accents that are so bad. We never want to hear you speak again if you have this accent. And so down here at the bottom, we have 22 different accents to go over. We could have added a lot more if I had wanted to, but I thought that 22 was more than enough. We've got a wide range of accents here. We've got multiple from some countries. So for example, we've got a few different English ones. We've got a couple of Scottish ones, a couple of American ones. And yeah, we've got accents from all over the world to rate. Let's start out going with French. I'm going to go French, and you know what? You may be surprised here, but I'm going to put French up and whisper sweet nothings. I think the French accent is a wonderful accent. Yeah, sure, they eat snails. They speak baguette. But you know what? I really enjoy the French accent. Omelette du fromage. Baguette, baguette, baguette. Je suis monsieur. Anyway, I like the French accent. It's going up there in the whisper sweet nothings. Next up, we're going to go with, let's go with something that's going to be down in bad somewhere. Okay, right, here it is. South African. Right. I'm putting that right in never speak again. South African accent is the worst accent in the world. Now, I have spoken in previous videos, in some of my Australia videos before, about how the Australian accent is only beaten perhaps by one accent, and that is the Southern accent in regards to how bad those accents are. And so, yeah, South African accent goes down there, and at the same time, we're also putting Australian accent down here. We're putting it right before South African, because it's not quite as bad as South African. Right, now, I do want to specify here, there are different types of Australian accents, obviously. And I also find that the way male and female Australians speak is a little bit different as well. In general, I think the male Australian accents are absolutely horrific. The female accents are still not good, they're bad, but they're not maybe quite in never speak again level, they're maybe just in the bad level. So I just wanted to throw that clarification in there for you, but since there is such a bad part of the Australian accent, we're putting them down and never speak again. Next up, we're going to go with Glaswegian. Now, Glaswegian, if you're not aware, is a type of Scottish accent from a certain region around Glasgow, and I'm immediately putting Glaswegian in bad. Glaswegian is a horrible accent. Like, it is genuinely a bad accent. Glaswegian, I don't like how it sounds. There are multiple Scottish accents, by the way. I mean, we're going to do Edinburgh next, which is the only other Scottish accent I've put down here, but there are a lot of Scottish accents, but Glaswegian is one of the worst. Edinburgh, on the other hand, I'm actually in this, I'm not sure. Do I want to put it in inoffensive or do I want to put it in cool? I'm not so sure. I'm going to put it in inoffensive because I think it's weird to put an accent that is maybe a bit similar to your own and cool. And like, I'm not from Edinburgh, but if people guess like where I'm from, they all say, oh, are you somewhere near Edinburgh or something like that? So apparently I sound a little bit like that, but honestly, I'm not sure. Anyway, we're putting Edinburgh in inoffensive. So next up we have the Cockney accent, and yeah, that's going in bad. I mean, it's not as bad as a Glaswegian accent, I'll give it that much, but it's still going in bad. Now we're doing Scouse. And Scouse, just why? Why is Scouse a thing? It is absolutely vile to listen to. Like, you do not want to hear Scouse people speak. That is just, please never speak again. Can we just, like, invent some sort of machine that will just, like, take away the ability to speak from everyone in a certain area? And can we just, like, direct that towards Liverpool? because I think the world would be a better place if we did that. And speaking of that, we're going to Brummie next, and Birmingham. These are people from Birmingham, and you know, the Scousers often like to, anytime someone makes fun of Liverpool and their accents, they like to go, well, but what about the Brummies? What about the people from Birmingham? And it's like, what are you talking? Just shut up. Yeah, they've got bad accents too, but it doesn't mean that they're any worse than yours, and it doesn't mean that you're any better because of it. These are very close together and being absolutely horrendous, but the fact that Scousers like to complain about the fact that, oh, we're not the worst, the Brummies are the worst, that just makes me want to say, okay, the Scouse are worse, because they're so insufferable about it. They won't just accept the fact that their accents are a piece of crap, and they all sound horrendous. So yeah, for being bad losers, the Scouse go underneath the Brummies. And for a final English accent, we have the Queen's English, and basically all we mean by this is like very proper English, people who speak very properly, much like the Queen would speak. And as far as this goes, I don't think it's anything cool, but it's certainly very inoffensive. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. Do I think it's any better than the Edinburgh accent? Probably not. I mean, I think the Edinburgh accent's got a bit more character to it, so I think it's a bit of a better accent. But the Queen's English, there's nothing wrong with it, but there's nothing great about it either. Next up, we're going with New Zealand, and New Zealand goes firmly in the bad category. Now, is it as bad as Glaswegian and Cockney? I think it's worse than Cockney, but is it worse than Glaswegian? I'm not sure. This is a hard one, folks. Is New Zealand... I'm going to say it's a bit better than Glaswegian. Yeah, I'm going to put it there. So next. Where should we go next? Okay, let's go to the Welsh. The Welsh with their little fake dragon on their flag. Fake country, by the way, obviously. I mean, how can you be a real country with... Let's forget about this. So I'm going to do a video about as Wales real sometime in the future, and I'll get more into all that. But the Welsh accent... I don't mind the Welsh accent. I don't think it's a horrible accent. You know what it is? It's just really strange to listen to. Because at first I can't always tell, wait a minute, is that person Welsh? Wait a minute. It's like English with like a slur to it. It's like an English accent with a strange slur on it. And it's really bizarre to listen to. I wouldn't say it's bad, it's not offensive, it's not good either. I'm leaning towards like the bottom end of inoffensive. It's just really bizarre to listen to. Like, it grabs my attention and I'll listen to it being like, what is this person on about? But I don't think it's bad, so we're going to put it in inoffensive. Next, we're going to move on to the United States, and we're going to start with Minnesota. And I like the Minnesota accent. I like the way they speak. I really enjoy it, to be honest. So I'm going to put them in cool. I just like the way they pronounce certain words. It's pleasant for me to listen to. As far as Boston goes, Boston's like... I know there's a lot of people who really, really like it, but I don't like it. I find it annoying. And I'm going to put it at the top of bad. It's better than Cockney and New Zealand and Glaswegian, but it's a little bit offensive to my ears. And so next we're going to do LA. Now, LA is essentially, like, in my view, it's like the American version of the Queen's English. Like, it's a very generic, inoffensive way to speak. Like, it is what it is. Like, that's, when I imagine Americans speaking, that's the kind of accent I imagine. And I guess it's all because of Hollywood and seeing people in the movies and TV. And yeah, I think it's definitely going in inoffensive. I'm going to put it under the Queen's English. I think the Queen's English has a bit more going on with it. I think it's a bit more, there's more character to it, whereas LA just makes me think of like bland and generic people. And finally, for the United States, we have Texan. I'm struggling actually to think of what I think about Texan, because it's not inoffensive, but it's not necessarily bad. It might even be cool at times. Honestly, it depends on who's speaking. Because sometimes I think it's, like, with a little hint of the accent, I think it's great. But when there's a strong Texan accent, oh, folks, I don't know where to put it. I don't know where to put it. Don't know where to put it. Don't know where to put it. I'm going to have to put it in an offensive. I'm going to have to put it here. It's going under, like, LA and Welsh, because... yeah, I have to put it there because I honestly can't decide. It's like there are too many examples of like cool Texan accents and bad Texan accents. It's like it balances itself out and ends up just being inoffensive in the middle. Next up, we're going with Russian. Russian is maybe my favorite accent. I really like Russian accents. I like both female and male Russian accents. I think they are very nice to listen to. They pleasure me very much. I like how they sound in my ears. So yeah, they're going in whisper sweet nothings up next to the French. And next we're going with Dutch. And if you've ever heard a Dutch person speak, you'll know that it's nothing special. You know that basically you just need a mouthful of phlegm and you just need to... Suddenly that's you speaking Dutch. That's literally Dutch. So as far as Dutch goes, I'm not sure I dislike it, honestly. You know, it might actually be cool. I can't believe I'm saying that, but the Dutch accent might be cool. Even if it's just cool in the way that I like to make fun of it. We're putting it in cool. It's staying in cool. I have decided. Where's my hammer? I need to bang my gavel. Decided. All decided. So next up, what are we doing? Let's do Spanish. So Spanish accents, they're inoffensive, honestly. I think a Spanish accent's very inoffensive. I mean, it's not cool. It's not bad. It just kind of is what it is. And I'm going to put it like, I don't know, near the top here. It may actually be, I'm going to put it here, like above LA, but under the Queen's English. Right, Irish accents, no thank you. You're going at like the top of bad. Like you're not as bad as like a Boston accent, I guess, but you are kind of annoying and half the time I can't understand what you're saying. Italian accents are bizarre. Like they are truly bizarre. And they talk about spaghetti. So I guess that makes them cool. Next we have, we've got two left. We've got Canadian and we've got Indian. Let's go Indian. Indian accents, I'm going to put them in cool. Indian, I'm going to put it above Italian. No, I'm going to put it under Italian. But yeah, Indian accents are alright. I don't mind them. Canadian accent. The final accent to rate here. It's going here. It's going like, I'm actually going to put it between Edinburgh and the Queen's English. I don't mind the Canadian accent. I think it's actually okay. And so folks, that's it. That's my tier list. That's my worst accents tier list. Be sure, as usual, to check out the link in the description down below. I will leave a link to this very tier list so that you can make it for yourself. As always, make sure to leave a like or a dislike on the video. Leave a comment down below with your thoughts. Subscribe if you're new here. Turn on the notification bell. And if you want to see videos early and support the channel, make sure to hit that join button.